Most of us are familiar with using websites, but many of us are less familiar with the various code languages that make our online experiences possible. Often, we think of code as something inaccessible, something that's the purview of Silicon Valley or hackers or intelligence agencies. But really, although coding is without a doubt a learned skill, it's not hard to understand the roles and syntax of the primary code languages that power our web. It's even pretty easy to get started with basic coding yourself. The interactive websites that we encounter today are built on three distinct but interconnected code languages: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. To understand the role of each, we're going to think of a birthday card. A web page that uses only HTML would be like this bare-bones card. HTML determines the page's textual content and structure. It doesn't include anything flashy. It's not dynamic, but it gets the job done. It establishes the web page's structure, where on the front of the card the text appears, and the content, the happy birthday message. Now, consider a website that also incorporates CSS. CSS is what gives a site style. It's the visual system that marks each page of the site. Like branding, it establishes visual continuity. So, if we continue the birthday card metaphor, a site using CSS would be like this Hallmark card. It uses colors, fonts, and design elements to help communicate the message more strikingly. And its style is often similar to other cards by the same card maker. But take note, the card's message and the structure is still the same. HTML still controls the structure and content. So, what about JavaScript? JavaScript provides the interactive elements of a web page, the ability to click buttons, to play audio and video, to animate page elements, take in user information, and more. So what would that mean for our birthday card example? JavaScript gives our card a layer of interactivity. With the press of a button, our card comes alive. But just like with our last example, what hasn't changed? The structure and the message. That's because CSS and JavaScript work to progressively enhance the content and structure provided by HTML. The structure and message don't change, but with the addition of each coding language, the user's experience becomes richer. While these languages interact to produce your experience of any given web page, each code language is distinct from the others with its own grammar and syntax. And yet, these languages are, by design, codependent and interoperable, and getting ever more so. But for the moment, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are the cornerstones of the Internet, building on one another to communicate content in a clear, visually compelling, and engaging way. This video is a product of the University of Texas at Austin's Digital Writing and Research Lab.